Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Writers of the Future episode. We're interviewing the different winners at the Writers of the Future Awards this year, so hang on. We're doing authors and illustrators, and later on we'll be doing some of the judges. Right now we have John Campbell with us. So, John, welcome. How you doing?
Thank you, sir.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I live in Denver.
Nice place.
Yeah, I was a computer engineer
That's fun.
for most of my career, and now I'm retired. And I decided, it's about time I try to do that writing thing that I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
So
I've been trying to write. I just unfortunately am not a writer. Lose your head there from that, but there it goes. All right. So what made you think you could write?
Well, I grew up reading science fiction, really liked that. In fact, I think science fiction was a big reason I decided to become an engineer. Besides the fact my father was an engineer.
Well, I got my bachelor's in avionics and electronics and in engineering.
Yeah. So, but then also, I tried some short stories early on. Didn't go anywhere, but still had that writing itch, and at my company, I would write poems for people who were leaving the project or something, and that always got a good reception from people. And so I thought, and also as an engineer, most engineers can't write a lick, so
whenever that, because I can't write a lick.
So whenever there was a report to be brought out or a proposal to write, they were always calling upon me because I could actually put a sentence together. So.
Well, no, that's excellent because I tell people ask me all the time, like Emily gives me trouble because she's been hounding me for a year to give her a story. I said, there is no way, chick. I've taken that writer's course 3 times. Look, I don't want to hate on the course because it's a fabulous course. I mean, for people who are just up and coming or even people in mid-range, it's a great course. They got a lot of great information there, a lot of great videos, a lot of great people, and I'm just not a writer. I got stories in my head. We got outlines of 3 books, but my biggest problem is the space in between. I'm just not there. I can't figure it out. But so title so you're in 37, right?
I'm in 37.
So
the
title
of my story is The Tiger and the Waif.
Oh, there we go. That would be interesting. It's I haven't seen 37 yet, so I haven't had a chance to read it yet. So when they send them to me, I read them and then we give them away on
Okay,
so,
yeah.
And so I'll tell people if it's a book I've read, I'll give them kind of a short review. And so far, I got to be honest, I've read 14 volumes of Writers of the Future.
Wow.
And I've been fascinated with all of them. Not saying that, it's a different grade of stories back and forth, but all of them were decent stories. They were entertaining in any way you looked at it. I keep telling Johnny he needs to put them on audio. I'm busy, so it's easier for me to take my cell phone and put it on my car. I got to scan this
doing that these days.
Slopping it in my car. I have to commute back and forth to work every day, so it's great for me. And it's also something to think about because there's a lot of people out there these days that are commuting. But for you and everybody else that's here, this could not be a better time to be winning. The amount of how can I say this, new material and anything is just sad. I mean, I've been looking for something new to listen to, watch, or read for months now, and it's just boring.
Yeah, I'm in a science fiction book club in Denver, and I'd say half the people in the book club listen to them instead of reading them.
Yeah.
And so that's a trend of the future.
It is. It's a growing trend. It's a nice one because now that you can listen in your car via your phone or scan this, it's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
In the old days, it was a big pain in the butt to do it, but now you can do it and go, and you don't have to have no CDs getting scratched or anything. I mean, it's just basically just do an audio archive or an audio book.
Exactly. Yeah.
Download it to your phone, throw it on your thing, and go. I love that feature. So how you been being treated? You good?
Oh yeah, it's been great here. I know
they working, y'all.
Yeah, they have been. I did take that writer's course you were talking about, the online course. I really liked it, and in fact, I recommended it to my writer friends, because it's free. And
yes, y'all heard that, it's free.
It's free, and then it was kind of
these big names in there.
Yeah, we got Dave Farland and Tim Powers.
Not here this year, but
yeah, he wasn't here. Orson Scott Card is also on the online course, but Tim Powers and Dave Farland were here, and you get to meet them in person now, and they can answer the questions that maybe arose in the contest.
Yeah, Well, I'm not one of the writers, so I can get away with it. I'm here for press. I can get away with it. But you're right. They got a lot of inspiration going on there.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, the 24-hour. You're going to hear probably all of us writers talk about that
Yeah, it's intense.
experience. Yeah, it's. I usually take a couple of weeks in polishing a story, and so the idea of doing it in 24 hours, really, But once you put your mind to it, you just have to get it out somehow, right?
Yeah,
So
that's it. I'm on 10 years and 24 hours. So that's what they have to give me. I'm just kidding. But, so you've been having a good time. Are you learning anything or?
yeah, it was pretty interesting. They've also started talking about how to break into the publishing industry. I mean, we've got this one thing which is really cool to win a contest, but we all want to actually get our work out into areas that professionals use to get their work out. And so we've heard independent publishing. We've also heard normal publishing, traditional publishing, and two different worlds. So it'll be interesting to see how we can navigate those.
I think I was talking with Dave last night about self-publishing through Amazon.
Yeah.
And so you can do it that way. I got 7 or 8 of our hosts are journal authors, and one of them, she wrote a book. It wasn't selling anything, so she put it as an audio book. It sold 45,000 copies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, and I mean, the book was, Jennifer, if you listen, don't get mad. It was mid-range book. It was interesting, but you could tell she was not a really polished. And she's a good friend of mine, so I can tell her that. But when she did it in audio, it just started selling. It's still selling. I'm like, okay, I guess more people would. I guess today people are starting to travel, getting out of COVID's lifted, so it's easier just to listen while you're driving, riding, and flying. John had sent me an iPad with all of L. Ron Hubbard's works on it. And so I use it all the time when I'm bored or aggravated. I can listen to it. There's a lot of stories in there. There's a lot to read, but there's a lot to listen to too. Matter of fact, I was listening to Mission Earth on the way in, flying, which hasn't been released yet, but I'll be listening on the way home.
Is that an audio version you're talking about?
Version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's audio. And then what was the one he gave me last year? The one where it was 50 hours long. The sound effects are fabulous. What was it? Battlefield? I think it was Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth.
It's so we play it along with what's his name? Orson Welles is to make the book, not the end of the world, War of the Worlds.
The War of the Worlds.
So during the holidays we play these, and so I tell people in the beginning, look, we're gonna pay 6 hours a day of this one, and these will play like that. So we do a lot of those through the holidays. People love them. They'll put them on in the background while they're doing whatever they're cooking, playing, talking. Because they're not really horror stories. So it's not anti-Christmas or anything. So you can listen to it. See, that's what I'm saying. With stuff like that, when y'all get that kind of stuff, certain stories like that, we will play during the holidays. It's just another way to get people out there. And like I said, we give away a lot of books. I'm planning on giving away at least 137s during December. So,
oh, really? Wow, that'd be cool.
So, I'm buying some. Somebody else is buying some more. Also, this is another weird way that y'all going to get some literature. So, Dory, which is a friend of John's, she puts books out through all the schools in Alabama. We're fixing to start the same program in Louisiana and Mississippi to try to get literacy above 70%.
Oh, nice, yeah.
In New Orleans, it's a shame, but it's 50-50 at best. They can read and write, but maybe like at a 6th grade level. So it's just sad. And,
well, that was the thing. As I told you, I grew up with science fiction, reading science fiction, and I felt like my son, when he was first, getting into high school, he wasn't reading for fun. It was like, come on, why not? You're not reading the right stuff, man. And now he's a big science fiction reader and a horror reader, that type of thing. So
I'm a big sci-fi fan. I grew up with sci-fi, so I'm we encourage a lot of it. We like people getting involved in it. We ask people to contribute all the time. I enjoy sci-fi. We were talking. Matter of fact, I was talking with Luke last night. We actually went over some of the series that are out right now versus some of the older series and stuff like that. We were talking about like Expanse and Altered Carbon and things like that. So something new that you can watch. It's actually entertaining and doesn't bore your mind out. But we got into y'all will hear about that. We're going to in some of the shows that we're going to be doing longer shows. We'll probably get into little stuff like that. Also we were talking about how do you incorporate all the new world stuff. versus the sexes, colors, and things like that. We want to make sure all that's being covered. Because somebody said, well, you don't have enough female hosts. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got more females than I got males. I'm like, give me a break here. You ain't got any gay hosts. I said, I most certainly got 3. What do you give me a break? I said, no, the network covers everything. We're very, we didn't do it on purpose either. It's just, I'm talented orientated. And these people actually had good talent, so we brought them on. Okay, class, that's ready to go.
Well, I was impressed by the group of writers that we have here this week. We do have that differences of lots of women in the room,
at least half, or maybe more this year.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
exactly. And so I was impressed by the different.
It's a nice, well-rounded group of those, and everybody seems to be fairly well educated. So they're not probably not all in college, but it really doesn't matter when you're writing as long as you feel the story. And so when you write, I mean, do you just like sit down and isolate yourself, or?
Well, I write a little bit every day, and in the short stories, I'm looking for places I can sell them. So I'll read through the prompt that somebody's looking for a story about mirrors, for example. I just put in one, and so that gets my ideas flowing. I'm a science fiction guy, so my ideas are going to have that type of flavor to them in my stories. But yeah, I think those prompts are very useful. And then I've got my own kind of ideas of, I'd like to write stories that are set in the asteroid belt, in the future and things like that. I like stories about.
You should watch Expanse.
Expanse, I've seen all that, yeah. And I like stories about artificial intelligence. In fact, the story that I wrote for this is a little cat, a feline android that helps out the little girl in my story. So, those are the types of things that I get excited about writing.
It sounds like it's fun, and so you're enjoying it now. You're enjoying writing, huh?
I am enjoying it. That's kind of my avocation now that I'm done with my engineering career. So I do that every day, and I'm trying to get better and better. Take that writer's course. That was very useful.
That writer's course. When I can finally turn over my day business to my sons, I'll probably take it another 4 or 5 times. Because Emily's threatening me. She's like, I want a story, Jess. She said, I don't care what it's like. Just send it to me. I'll edit it for you. I'm like, no. I said, no, it ain't going to happen. I said, I'm completely illiterate. It's not going to happen. But they do encourage you, and I like it too that you can go to the blogs and talk to people and get involved, get advice and help, and everything's free.
It's all free.
That is the biggest problem we got when we do radio. No one believes it's free. No one believes there's no catches to it.
Yeah, it was kind of surprising because I've actually got a couple of guys in my science fiction book club who've won awards for their stories, and they were talking about this experience this week where you'd come and you get the seminars from Tim and from Dave, and now it's all online. You don't have to be a winner to be able to get access to that. So that's really wonderful.
I think they're great. I've been looking for something to get behind for about a decade now, and I'm completely sold on them. I back them all the time. I push it everywhere I can. I was doing an NBC special with Rachel Maddow, and I brought it up.
Oh.
And matter of fact, I got an interview with de Blasio coming up. I'm going to bring it up again then. And when I'm on Coast to Coast, matter of fact, George goes, what are you plugging? He said, who are these people you plugging on my show? I said, right in the future, George. You're saying when you don't know who they are. And he looked and found out who they were. But, I want to see him do well. I want to see. I'm kind of greedy on this because I'm wanting some new sci-fi. So I have an alternative. Anyway. Right. But I really, really want to see all y'all succeed and do well because eventually y'all will be the guys with the books and the movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
Well, that would be wonderful.
And I've talked to a lot of y'all. A lot of you really seem to have it together. I mean, I've done. Don't take this the wrong way, but I've done a lot of authors, a lot, and our network does ungodly amount of authors. And I got to tell you, half of the ones who meet me, how did you sell a book? One lady got mad. She said, I know where you live. I'm like, how did you sell a book? I was like, first, she couldn't even speak, so I was kind of thinking how she sold a book. But so that made me realize we needed to really start helping authors to be able to come on radio and TV. present yourselves in the correct manner. Because, you know, you write a good book, it sells good, you go on TV, it looks like an idiot, and the book stops selling. And because people are like, really? I'm not buying that guy's book or that girl's book. It's just one of those things. So that, and about half the authors are bad about giving away the plot. You know,
Oh,
I'm like, because I think what happens is they're trying to give me a teaser.
Right.
But once they get into the teaser, it starts expanding. A lot of them, I would just cut them off. It's kind of rude the way I do it. So I just, no, stop. I said, I want them to buy your book. Don't tell them the whole damn book. And I've had a few people get kind of short with me about it, but it's true. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and I've seen the differences. I always tell authors the same thing. Get a teaser in your head. Just get it in your head.
Right.
And that way, whoever you're speaking to, whenever you're speaking, that's what you're going to get. And as long as it's a good teaser, people will be fine with that, and they'll go buy it. It's like them trailers when they do a little short trailer with 3 things, and I might go watch the movie. When the trailer's this long, it takes 5 minutes. I just realized they showed me the whole movie right there, so I'm not going to watch it. But any parting words? Anything where they can find you anywhere?
Oh yeah. So because of this award, I went ahead and set up my own website for the first time. So it's johnmcampbell.com, and I've got links to the other anthologies I've sold to. They're available on Amazon, and I look forward to hearing from you. I've got a link there if you're interested in getting a hold of me. There's a contact link on it.
All y'all are going to get interviewed because I want to be fair. I mean, this is going to be really short, so I want to be fair with everybody that's here and give them the full 2 hours to really express themselves, what they're into, their beliefs, and things like that.
That's nice.
We'll get into how, you know, where video and gaming and TV and movies and books are headed. You know, it's a new world, I guess.
It sure is. With all the independent ways you can get your content out there, it's amazing now.
It is. It really is. And we've been actually thinking about adding a section where we can a book and audiobook section to the sites. So we'll probably just offer it to the authors, and we'll just connect it to wherever they're selling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because Amazon, Barnes and Noble, where it happens to be. And I know because we work with a lot of independent film companies and author companies or publishers. We work with some big publishers too, and you'd be surprised at some of the things they let go through as a book. I'm not being a critic. I guess I am being a critic, but it's just sometimes I guess you're a big company. You've got to be posting X amount of books a week. You want to try to get people on the bestsellers list. So you're gambling with some stuff, and of course, big names are always going to take precedence. But still, I've seen a lot of companies come in where they have 2 or 3 big authors with them. They'll have what I call filler authors, and they'll fill in betweens, and those authors are the ones that usually make the money. The big ones always make money, but so you got one author sells 10,000, 100,000, a million books, and then you got 10 other authors that sell 5 million books. Right. So you want to keep them like that. But anyway, I'm gonna let you get this. This poor lady looks like she needs some lunch, so we're gonna switch people in again. I think I'll be seeing you downstairs pretty soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we got one more for now, and then we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back later this afternoon. So stay tuned to see what's coming, and enjoy the day.